Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, I've got to share something with you today that completely, and I mean literally completely shattered how I look at the tech world. Look, if you're a non-coder like me, the idea of building a real-world app has probably always felt, totally impossible, like a pipe dream. But we are looking at a massive, genuine revolution right now in how software is made. We're going to explore how anyone, yes, literally anyone, can build a fully functioning app from scratch using Claude AI and a tool called Cursor. It is an absolute game changer. Think about it for a second. Have you ever had one of those brilliant million-dollar app ideas just strike you out of nowhere? Like you're in the shower or stuck in traffic, and boom, you can see the whole interface in your head, you know exactly how it's going to solve this huge problem, and you get incredibly hyped up. But then, reality hits. You don't know how to code. You end up staring at a blank screen, feeling totally blocked by this massive technical wall, and the idea just kind of fades away into some forgotten notebook. Honestly, it's incredibly frustrating to be stuck just because you don't speak the language of computers. Okay, let's dive into this, because the ground has totally shifted beneath our feet. The old way of bringing an app to life was brutal. You either had to spend years grinding, learning complex programming syntax, or you had to completely drain your savings account to pay some dev team tens of thousands of dollars just to build a prototype. But the new way? People in the industry are calling it vibe coding, and it changes everything. By using AI assistants, you can just generate the code using plain, everyday English in a matter of hours. It's crazy fast, it's accessible to us mere mortals, and it completely levels the playing field. Now, to pull this off, we need a roadmap. So let's start with phase one, the master plan. Okay, the very first revelation here is that you've got to stop acting like a junior coder and start thinking like a product manager. You have to clearly map out the vision before a single line of code gets written. The folks over at Wolf No Code Studio point out that the biggest mistake beginners make is just jumping right in. They demand code for, say, an Airbnb clone right off the bat. They just kind of wing the design and they end up with this messy, totally confused app. Instead, you need to open up Claude AI and ask it to write a product requirements document, a PRD, first. Basically, you're getting Claude to outline your entire product vision and user flow before you even think about the actual building part. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how to do it. The exact prompt structure you need to give Claude is surprisingly simple. Just tell it three things. 1, exactly what the app does and the core problem it solves. 2, who the app is actually for, your target user. And 3, what you want. Like list out the absolute must-have features versus the stuff that's just nice to have. Give Claude that 3-part prompt, and it's going to hand you back this incredibly professional, comprehensive plan. So now you actually have a solid blueprint to work from. With that blueprint in our back pocket, we move right into phase 2, the build. This is where things get really fun. We take that master plan and turn it into a living, breathing app. And to do that, we need the right environment, which is Cursor. Now, if you've never heard of it, please don't let the phrase code editor freak you out. Cursor is basically just a text editor on steroids. It's an AI-first workspace where Claude's brain is hooked directly into the software. You just open Cursor up, feed it your plain English instructions from that PRD we just made, and Cursor's AI engine literally does all the heavy lifting. It writes the actual code files for you right there on your screen. It takes this whole process from theoretical to incredibly practically real. If you're sitting there thinking, no way, that sounds way too good to be true, let's ground this in reality for a second. The team at We Are Brain shared this awesome real-world example. They worked with a totally non-technical startup founder who used these exact same AI tools to validate a really complex marketplace concept. This person built a functional prototype, got it tested with real users, and actually secured initial funding in just 3 weeks, all before hiring a single human developer. So yeah, this isn't just theory, this is happening out there right now. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that number right there, 41%. Today, 41% of all code written is already AI-generated or AI-assisted. That's huge! Building apps this way isn't some weird fringe hack anymore. It is rapidly becoming the standard, completely normal way software is made. And because of that massive shift, the door is finally wide open for the rest of us to jump in. But there's a catch. And that brings us to phase 3, the secret sauce. Okay, I really want you to pay attention to this because I'm going to share the massive insider revelation about how AI actually works. This is the exact spot where almost all beginners crash and burn. Here is the key insight. The AI is not a magic one-shot button. right? You cannot, I repeat, cannot just paste your big app idea into the chat, hit enter, and expect a flawless, ready-to-launch app to magically spit out. People expect that, and then they get super frustrated and quit. The real trick, the secret sauce here, is treating the AI like a collaborative partner. It works best as an ongoing, back-and-forth, multi-message conversation where you're building out your app feature by feature. Let's move to this timeline and see how this builds out in reality. Here's that conversational loop. Minute 1, you prompt the AI for one specific thing. Let's say a login button. Minute 3, the AI drops the code for it. Minute 5, you review it on your screen, and maybe, I don't know, the button's the wrong color or it doesn't click quite right. Minute 7, you just tell the AI exactly what's wrong, and it refines the code. Boom. By minute 10, you have a working feature. It's this awesome, continuous loop of feedback and tweaking. Now, during that loop, things are gonna break. I mean, it's software, you're gonna hit bugs. But as the folks at Grit AI explain, you can handle them like an absolute pro, no panic required. Because get this, the AI can fix its own mistakes. See red squiggly lines in your code? Just click them, hit add to chat, and ask the AI what's wrong. Did your web page just go totally blank? Take a screenshot of the browser error and literally just paste the image straight into Cursor. If the AI gets totally confused and sends you down some weird rabbit hole of errors, just smash that restore checkpoint button and rewind to when it was actually working. You can even tell the AI to add logging so it can track down its own bugs. You're the manager here, and the AI is your lead detective. All right, so we've got the master plan, we have the environment, and we know the secret sauce. That brings us to the kickoff. Let's just strip away all the excuses right now. Why can you do this? Because it is 100% accessible to complete beginners. This entire workflow skips over weeks and weeks of frustrating tutorials and saves you thousands of dollars. But the biggest thing? Look, if you know how to text a friend on a messaging app, you already have the only core skill you need to build software today. You are quite literally just chatting your app into existence.
So the crucial point is that massive barrier to entry we used to have, it's gone. Poof. You don't need a fancy computer science degree. You definitely don't need a giant budget. You can start today right now for free. Just go make an account on Claude AI to chat out your PRD and then download cursor.com to start actually building it. The tools are literally just sitting right there waiting for you to use them.
Which leaves us with just one final, very important question. Think back to that awesome idea you had in the shower. What is the one app idea you've been putting off forever that you're going to open a new tab and start building today? The power to create is literally at your fingertips right now. Get out there, start chatting, and bring those ideas to life. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this explainer.